Hello there, my mate Vince here, and in this video today we're going to be trying to fix up various different items from, this is a new one for me, cash converters. So I picked all these up faulty at a store local to me. Cash Converters is a shop where you can buy second-hand goods, you can bring in your items and get cash back for them, or you can get loans against your items. So they're a big chain of shops here in the UK. So basically I picked all these up. The fault on this one is that it doesn't turn on, doesn't charge, doesn't seem to do anything. The fault on this one here is the light comes on but it doesn't display anything on the TV. And this one apparently has no power. I haven't even turned this on yet. This is a TV DVD combo thing that's supposed to go in like a camper van, so it's got its own little, or caravan maybe, it's got its own little suitcase with it, so it's all very nice. So am I going to do them all in the one episode? I'm not sure. It depends on how involved they're going to be. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into each one and seeing what the faults are. So a massive thanks to Zabir and his team at the local branch of Cash Converters for letting me know about these products here. Now, what am I going to start on? I think I'm going to start, I'm drawn to this one, the CoolBaby. So basically it's a little copy of an NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, the little mini version that they brought out recently. It says it's got 500 games here, but then it contradicts itself. It says it's got 600 games here. It says things like HDMI here, but yet there isn't HDMI on it. It's AV output. So yeah, automatically, just by the name, I'm drawn to this, and this one doesn't display although it turns on. So let me connect it up to a TV and show you what it's doing, and let's see if it's possible that it can be fixed. Right, here it is, and you can see the power light is coming on. So when I turn it off and on, the switch is working. It looks like it's getting power, but it's not displaying anything. And I don't think it's anything to do with the port at the back, as in the power port, because when I give it a gentle wiggle up and down, the light's not flickering or anything like that. So in here, I'm sure there's going to be one of those blob chips, a glob top chip. I'm going to say that I don't think this one's actually going to be fixable, because I don't think there's going to be much going on the inside. But let's take it apart and see what's happening. I really like this. It says Joy 1, so it's taking it from the Nintendo Switch. But when it comes to the second one, so Joy 1's spelled correctly, but Joy 2 is spelled J-O-U. I love things like that. I mean, fair play to get them both wrong, but to get one right and one wrong, that takes some doing. Right, for some strange reason, I'm really looking forward to this one here. So clearly I've never worked on something like this before, but I'm just going to use basic fault finding techniques to see if we can narrow something down. So first things first, is this outputting 5 volts? Probably, but let's make sure it actually is. So I've got a little USB tester here, and I've got a massive extension lead down here for the purposes of you guys seeing it. Let me plug it in and plug this in here. It's one of the hottest days in the UK that I've ever experienced today, so I haven't got a top on, so apologies if you get a glimpse of some chest hair or something. 5 volts, so I can see there that it is outputting 5 volts. Let's see if it's drawing anything. So let's get here and plug it into here and turn it on. Interesting, it's not drawing anything. Surely it should be drawing something. Does it say what it is? 5 volts, 200 milliamp hours, or M-H, I presume it's supposed to be milliamp hours. But yet the light's on, but I suppose that's not enough to register anything. Let's do a reset. Yeah, so nothing happens when I reset. Oh, it went up to 0.02 for a second. Right, let's take it apart and see. I don't think that's correct. I think it should be drawing something. I'll tell you what we could do, just to make sure, because it isn't displaying. Let's just see whether the lead itself is okay. So we're going to go to continuity and just quickly go on the outer sheaths. So the outer ones are okay. Now let's go on the inner ones. So the lead itself is okay. So that says to me it's going to be something in here. Yes, this lead could be faulty, but it's unlikely because it's lit up here. I presume there's going to be screws underneath these little feet. Yes, there is. Little crossheads. I'll be quite interested to get this working because one of the games it actually says Pac-Land. So I'd quite like to see that because I used to love Pac-Land. But I have played it on the, I think it was the NES, I think, on the Virtual Console. And yeah, I want the arcade version. Right, okay. We have a board just loose in here. Okay, so this must be to do with the power and the controller, and this is going to be the actual thing that has all the games and everything on. So, what's going on? Can we follow the power anywhere? Well, we know power is getting to the button up here because it's lighting up. So it says AV, ground, and VDD. So let's just plug power in and let's just see if we've got 5 volts on these outer 2 pins here. So whether it's off or on at the front, we should still have 5 volts. Ground, VDD. Yeah, 5.3 volts, so that's all good. So that's going to come up to here. 5.3. And I presume it's going to come to here, is it? 4.7. Turn it on. Then it brings it to here, 5.3, so it jumps to 5.3 again. 1 second now. Oh no, that is 5.3 there. So when you turn it on, does it go to here? Let's have a look. Yes, 5.3. So it must travel down this one here. Then it starts going to the controller. Let's take a close look. Let's kill the power. Let's take a closer look at this board here, see if we can see anything obvious. Good news is it's not a blob chip, so I was incorrect. Now there could be a problem with the audio-visual side, couldn't they? Let's undo all the screws. You'd expect sound though, if the video was gone. And you'd also expect then video if the sound was gone. Ages ago though, when I was doing some testing for something, I only had sound when I had video. Because I was trying to get, I was trying to connect up Amazon Alexas throughout the house before you had multi-room. Before they released that feature, and I was trying to get it to work through TVs, and it wouldn't work on the audio of TV unless you had video, which I thought was interesting. So maybe it could be something to do with the video side. Ah, blob chips, no. So these must be the games, and these are going to be the maybe where the system or something's kept on. Hold on a minute. It's all a bit messy here. Let's zoom in. Is that solder? What's going on here? What's all this? That is horrible solder everywhere, is it not? That's solder. Wow. What an awful job. What on earth? And look at that. Hold on a minute. Is that a cold solder joint completely? No, it is soldered here. Soldered very badly. And that does go up to, the outer one is, oh, the VDD. The outer one is the VDD here. I don't think it's that. Right now, let's go back to the solder. Is anything bridging? It's an absolute mess, but I can't actually see any obvious bridges between two of them that would knock it out. What's going on here? Those traces eaten through, or is it something on top of the traces? Strange. Don't want to scrape too much. I think it is on top. It feels like it's above here. Oh, it's where the silk screen hasn't been put on. So is there continuity? Is that just copper then? Amazingly, it's okay. Let's try this one. That there might not necessarily go to there, it might go in here. Okay. They all look a bit horrible though. Okay. I think they're okay. Do you know, I've never seen soldering so bad. And that's coming from me. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape off all this solder and just neaten up that joint there. In fact, I'm going to reflow a few of these just to neaten them up a little bit. And then see if it starts working. I don't think this has anything to do with it, but I just want to clean it up. So although I don't think this will make any difference, because remember the solder splattered on top of the solder mask, it's not on the traces underneath, and I can't see any obvious bridging. It still needs to be sorted out. So I'm just scraping back all the snots of solder everywhere. Then I'm going to cut back the little bits of wire that are sticking out because they look a bit untidy, and I'm just going to reflow everything, give it a nice good clean up. I'm reflowing with leaded solder and also a little bit of flux. While I'm doing all that, I'll give a shout out to them. My mate Vince, massive. They haven't had a shout out in a while. The members are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJ VG, Pixie, Anthony Dean, Bazza2, Russ Melanson, Gaspar Heller, Rickard Bergland, SoulReaver555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, and Stephen from the Broken Past over on YouTube. So a massive thanks to each and every one of you. Right now, let's pick up the video as I've just finished up the soldering on these points. Right, they're reflowed. Now, let's have a look. Let's get rid of all those bits there. Let's have a look on this side. Well, it all looks okay. Just going to add a bit more solder to that one there. Not sure if that's copper, whether that's been worn away. Right, that's okay. Let's have a look at this board here. Oh, they're all soldered. Not brilliant, but they're all soldered. Right, let's have a close look at this side of the board. So one is that a voltage regulator for this chip here with all the games on. Samsung. Now let's have a look at this board here, see if they're all soldered. Mind you, you think it would have a problem maybe displaying the games, but you think it would turn on. See, although it's not flooded with solder, the chances are it's stuck underneath. Some of them do look quite dry. Can you see these have like solder in the holes, but these ones don't. Little crystal. Is that even on there? I don't think that's on there. Listen. Could that be the fault? Because look, if I was to go onto, let's scrape here. Yeah, so if I go here and the pad, you can hear it, but look. Oh, it's not on there, is it? It's not on that resistor. That resistor has missed it. I'm going to get the microscope because I want to see that. It looks like it should be on, but continuity is not there. Right, here it is, all zoomed in. Let's go on to continuity again. And there, you can hear my leads. Here, yeah, but look, not here, yeah. So I'm just going to measure this resistor. Let me go to ohms. Okay, well if I measure the resistor, I think, so small. I'm not touching the leads. Everyone keeps having a go at me for touching the leads. I'm not touching the leads. It's half a mega ohm, so 473,000 ohms, I think that is. But if I go to here, can you see it's not? But that resistor's tiny anyway. I wonder if that resistor's blown. But if I go between here and here, you can see we have a full short, 1 ohm. That's not connected. And if I go to here, we should also have 1 ohm. We haven't. Right, okay, well, because it's a resistor, if it was a capacitor, probably wouldn't really matter. But because it's a resistor, it means the path isn't going through. Now, where is that path going through? Is it going through to this crystal? So it goes from here to here, yeah? And from here to, brilliant, it's the crystal. So it's not oscillating because the crystal can't go through here going on. I mean, but yeah, it can go through here, but obviously this is there for a reason. I think I'm just going to solder that back into place. I don't know why, but I'd be happier if it showed it was a, you know, like a 100 ohm resistor or something. But when it's half a meg, I sort of think, well, it mustn't be doing much, but that's just because I don't know much about resistors. Okay, let's get a little bit of flux on that, and we're going to use hot air on this one. Let's try to do it under the microscope. Right, this isn't going to take long. My hot air is set to 400 degrees Celsius and 150 out of a possible 200. I don't want to burn everything up. Let's just get that into place. Come on. There we go. And I'm just going to get the soldering iron and tap one side of it just to make sure there's enough solder there. I'm just going to give it a clean up. I'm just cleaning it with 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. Right, okay, let's get the meter now and see, is it measuring 1/2 ohm from the bit I scraped away to the other side of the resistor? Or let's go all the way to the, let's go all the way to here. Then we know the path's going right the way through. So from here to the scrape, please be 1/2 ohm. 1/2 meg ohm, I mean. There you go. 0.42. So you can see that's definitely different than it was earlier. Right, I'm going to put it back together. I don't know whether that has fixed it or not, but it's certainly not correct. And now that's being rectified. See, I love something like that. If it was just a case of all those splats of solder shorting something or a cold solder joint, it wouldn't be as interesting. But when you physically see the path cut somewhere, either through corrosion or through a resistor that's not connected, for me that makes it all the more enjoyable. And like I said earlier, if it was a capacitor, probably wouldn't make much difference, but a resistor, the path has to go through the resistor, so it's the same as a trace being broken. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. So I'm going to put it all back together and then we'll test it on a little TV. Let's see if anything happens now. Should we see if it's drawing anything now? Let's do that. Let's see if it's drawing anything. So let's just use this here. Right, ready? Yes. There you go, can you see? It wasn't doing that before. I think it's going to be working now. I actually think it's going to be working. Right, here we go. I've got it connected up, ready to turn on. Let's see. The lid's still not on. Let's see what you're going to do. Oh, hold on. There's no red light. How bizarre. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes! Unbelievable. 501. So it was just, I didn't have that fully in the back there. No way. It's never straightforward, one of my videos. It never just comes on like that. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay, let me get the lid back on, camera on a tripod, and let's see if I can find Pac-Land on this thing. Right, here it is in all its CoolBaby glory, and there is 500 games, so the packaging is wrong. I found Pac-Land. It was a toss-up between Bomb Jack and Pac-Land, but I'm going to go for Pac-Land. Here we go, 176. And start. Oh yes, it's the one, but it's the NES version, isn't it? Which is fair enough. Ah, wow. Hold on now. How do I... Oh, so you do this, and then... How do you turn? Oh, that's left and right. I think that is actually similar to the arcade. You're supposed to land on one of these. And then you get your hat, I think. Oh, no, you have to push one back, don't you? Hold on. Oh, that one, that one. Hold on. Ah. Uh-oh, he's going to get me. Yes, I got my hat. So I'm getting confused with the buttons. It just seems so weird to not do the D-pad. Whoops. Let me just see if I can complete this level. I used to love this game. I had it on the Spectrum, but it used to just go through joysticks because when... Ah, come on, Vince. When you get further on, you've got to go across the rivers and stuff, and basically you used to have to hit the joystick like that or backwards. And honestly, it was just a repetitive strain injury. But that music there brings back such good memories for me in the arcade. Let me see if I can do the jump. Go on. Ah, rubbish. Do you know what? I can't tell you how much I like this video here because it feels like I haven't had a fix like that in a long time, where there's not a million things wrong with it, or it's not something super straightforward. I had to do a bit of fault finding, and it shows you the importance of a visual inspection. No, you know, not even a multimeter was needed there. I know I was using the multimeter, but all that was needed was the your eyes to see that the resistor wasn't quite in place. But yet you think it probably was okay, but that's when you needed the multimeter, because you could see that there wasn't continuity. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So a massive thanks again to Zabir for letting me know about this. Hopefully I will be getting more items from Cash Converters. And I am going to do the other ones in another video, because I think this is just a perfect video, and I don't want to spoil it because I haven't had something like that in a while. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. For some reason, I really like it. Thanks for watching, everyone. This isn't the bomb jack that I remember. I remember it was on a screen, just a single screen, like with pyramids and stuff in the background. And then you'd go onto another screen. It was more like a vertical game rather than this one. You could still do that on the original one. That's the one I remember. Oh, Mighty Bomb Jack. Ah, this must be maybe a second version. Gubble Bubble 2. I wonder, is that a Bubble Bubble? Or is it Bubble Bubble? Can't remember now. Yes, it is. Anyway, not bad, a nice little fun console. Thanks for watching, everyone.